time to stream, everybody. What if I... Oh yeah, you're right, it is difficult. What if I... I could put you behind me. I could just make you real big. I could make you super big and then just... I mean, but then you're behind me. And so I'm covering you then. So again, we still have the issue that I can't see you. Hello, hello. How are you guys? Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Well, it's midday technically, but I know that it's morning for some of you. Hello, hello. So big. So big. I could make you slightly less big and then just extend. Oh, is that as far as you go? Oh, okay. That's as far as you go. Okay. Do you guys want to be behind me, or do you want to... I could put you there. You'd be covered up by the alerts a bit later on, though. Let me... I could put you there. There you go. There you go. Now you're on the table. Dinner time for you at 7 p.m. here. I love like hearing all of the like times for stuff when people are awake. It kind of baffles me that time is just different for everybody. You could just make that up. Time is just made up. I could just say that it's 3 p.m. And even though it's not 3 p.m., if I said that it was 3 p.m., that could just be true. I could just say that. 6 a.m. here? No! Please live. Please be awakened and things. Please live. Hello, hello. I'm surprised at how many of you guys are actually here. I'm very surprised about that. What's up? I was assuming... I was like, I'll try out this time slot because nobody else is doing stuff in this particular time slot, and I wanted a reason to wake up early. Also, I never see you guys on a Friday. Yeah. Strange but not, and welcome to Eat My Lunch with the Princess. Yippee! Yeah, we get to eat lunch together. It's gonna be great. I think like I normally never see you guys on a Friday ever. Cause I typically have stuff going on in the evenings. I normally spend time with my family on Friday evenings. Cause we will watch like an episode of like a TV show or something. What's like I watch tons of like TV shows now with my family just by doing like one episode every week. Doger's on vacation, no one else is in that time slot, I think. Yeah, also, that's another thing. Because I know that me and Killia have a lot of, like I know that Luminauts and the Buoys cross over a lot. So I was like, man, you guys must miss Killia. So I'll fill in some of the time while she's doing stuff, while she's not here. I don't want you guys to get lonely, so yeah. I haven't been watching the Fallout show. I want to finish the stuff that I'm watching currently before I move on to the Fallout show. I'm currently midway into Dungeon Meshi, which is an interesting one because my mama, she's not like a big anime fan. But I was like, it's about food, we'll watch it. I don't think she's convinced, but it's fine. It's fine, it's all good. I prepared for an unforgettable luncheon. Boy, am I! Simpsons references. Can't get into it, but the elf girl is cute. Oh, I was about to say Fallon. Her name isn't Fallon, it's Marcel. What's wrong with me? I love Dungeon Meshi. Dungeon Meshi is so good. It makes me so happy. It's so good. I think like I can't decide on a favorite character for Dungeon Meshi because they're all so good. They're all good in like their own way. And like I think one of my pet peeves with anime, especially fantasy anime, they do this in every fantasy anime. It really bothers me, where they'll just like have a main character and then they'll introduce like 7 billion side characters that I genuinely do not care about because they spend about 5 minutes on each of them. I tried to watch like, oh shoot, what was that one? The anime where the dude he gets like isekai'd into being a slime. He dies and then he's like reborn and he's like a slime. And then like they're like, oh man, this guy's a slime, and it's like, oh, I wonder what he's gonna get up to. And then he like immediately meets like 10 billion goblins and they introduce you to like a cast of like 30 goblins immediately. And every episode they add in like 30 extra characters. And after a certain point I just think, what's the point in this? Why do I care about these people? Reincarnated as a slime! Yeah, that's the one! I had to stop watching after a while because I was like, no, this sucks. This is just bad. This is bad writing. I care about none of these people. And then they had like a weird romance in the middle of it for like 2 episodes. And then they'd stopped having the romance. And I was like, okay, well, now what? I would care about the goblins though. If there was like one goblin. Like, I feel like I would care more about these characters if they introduced a cast of like maybe 5 maximum and it was like one of each. Even if there was like a bunch of other goblins, I just need like one little guy. I need one little goblin guy that I can be like, alright, cool, that's my boy Jermaine the goblin. I'm gonna get really attached to Jermaine here, and if anything happens to Jermaine, I'm gonna kill everybody in this room and then myself. That's all I need in an anime. I don't need 30 Jermaines, I just need one guy. Works for the slime, though, with how the story progresses. I disagree. I think I disagree with that. I think, at least for me, I felt like they just introduced too many people all at once, and it made me not care about any of them, because I was like, alright, cool, well, I've been introduced to like 30 Jermaines. I know in the next episode there's gonna be 30, like, Veronicas. So I'm just not gonna care about anybody because there's too many people. Yeah. Speaking of goblins, I need to rewatch Green Monster. I read the manga a long time ago, but the transition for it. So, oh really? I've heard about it, but I haven't seen anything of it. I don't know if it's any good. I think I read the web novel and never saw the anime. Yeah. For me, I need time to get attached to people. I need a small group that I can like pick my little scrunkly out of like the little group, and I can be like, I care about this guy and this guy alone. That's how I get attached to series. I'm like, I'm watching this show for this little guy, and if anything happens to him, I'm not gonna stop watching the show. But Dungeon Meshi is kind of an exception to this rule because every character's good. And even though, little slight bit of spoilers, I won't go into any of the actual details about the show itself, but about halfway into it, where they are currently, they've introduced a lot more characters. They started with the 4. They started with Lyo, Senshi, Chilchuk, and Marcel. And I guess also Fallon, but you don't really meet Fallon. You know about Fallon, I guess. And where they are now, they've introduced a bunch of other characters. So these are people that, like, they knew in the past, and then there's also side characters as well. So you have a cast currently in the show that is about 12 or 14 people or so. And do you want to know what's crazy? I care about all of them because they were introduced properly. 3 seasons so far? Ooh. I will have to look that up, actually. Maybe that's should go on my list for things for me to watch. So one of my first isekai, so it's nostalgic for me. Oh, okay. I'll have a look. 5 Luminots is an acceptable number then. I just imagine you guys as all the same little creature. Like an army of like little seal dudes with space helmets. You're all individuals to me. Restaurant to Another World? I didn't. I haven't seen that one actually. Maybe that's another one to put on my thing. I love food anime. I love food anime in general. Did Meshi making me care about the rude old gnome dude was fantastic writing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's written well. It's written really well. You guys are the hive mind. The only character I don't care about in Meshi is the sad Japanese boy. Oh, shoot. Yeah, the guy that was like, I'm gonna hate this dude for being autistic. Oh my god, what's his name? No, wait, what's his name? I don't remember his name. Mostly food war. I like any food that is, any anime that is about he's coming from. It's sucky. Uh-oh. Hello? Hello? Excuse me? What? Okay, well, thank you, OBS. I love it when my OBS disconnects. Hello. Hi, welcome back. Welcome back. But yeah, when it comes to like Shuro as a character, he's not necessarily justified in the hate that he gives Laios, but like at the same time I get it. I definitely get it. It's done in a way that is very relatable, and it's to the point where you're kind of like, I can see where you're coming from. It doesn't mean that you're right, but I can see where you're coming from. Without getting into spoilers, the thing that bothered me was the level of urgency. Oh, like it wasn't urgent enough, or that it was too urgent? Like they were like, oh, we gotta get there. I feel like... there was some bits and pieces. They kind of knew what they were doing for the most part. Even when they were kind of winging it, they kind of knew what they were doing. obvious bullying software. I mean... yeah. Fantastic software. It lets me talk to the cool people in my computer. However, please work. Please work. Oh, you just met this dude and I'm interested in how see how I react to him. People have opinions. He's sucky. He's really sucky. But he just has like... he has like the mentality... he has like the character point of super neurotypical guy talking to a non-neurotypical person for the first time. That's the whole thing. So his POV is understandable, but it doesn't make his behavior acceptable, if that makes any sense. So I won't say any more about that, because I think if I say any more, it will spoil things, and I don't want to do that because there's a new anime, and I don't want to do. I don't want to spoil new anime for people. That seems terrible, especially because I've been trying to avoid spoilers and stuff as well. I have the term Dungeon Meshi blocked on Twitter so that I don't see any spoilers. Small indie company, please understand. I see. Naruhodo. Thank you, OBS. He's very stereotypically Japanese noble coded. Yes, he is. In regards to emotional expression and communication skills, but yeah, you're also right. Yeah, it's the thing of like cool motive, still murder, you know? You can understand why he thinks the way that he does, but it still doesn't negate his behavior, which is fantastic writing. It's really, really good writing. I love characters like that, because it just makes them like really complicated and interesting. Have I read the manga though? I have. Before the anime came out, I read some of the manga, but as soon as I was like, oh, they're making an anime, I'm gonna stop reading the manga so that I can watch the anime and then continue reading the manga to see what it's like. So I've read a little bit. I've read the first couple chapters of the manga, but I also have a brain like a goldfish, so maybe I should have just read the whole thing and forgotten it all. I've also seen people say that Shiro might be neurodiverse. I'd see it. I'd see the headcanon, but it's masked so much that you can't engage with neurodiverse folks properly, which I feel is also fits. It kind of does. I can definitely see that as a plot point that could happen. I think my personal interpretation of it is that he is super neurotypical, just because that's personally my interpretation of it, but I can definitely see the headcanons of him being maybe neurodiverse, maybe autistic also, in that kind of way. And he's just been like repressed the whole time. I can definitely see why that would be a headcanon. He's a very complicated character, and as much as I hate him as a person, he's really interesting, and it bothers me that I want to see more of him. Bright side of having a goldfish brain is that you can re-experience the series for the first time. Yes! Yes, I can. It's perfect. Yeah, I have a different water bottle. I went to go refill my water bottle before, and it was gross. It was all gross. So I'm using the new water bottle. I'm using the new water bottle that I got when my Switch came in, which is the Nintendo Switch Sports water bottle, and I've got to admit, this is probably one of the worst water receptacles I've ever had to drink out of in my entire life. It's abysmal. The show isn't afraid to show all the characters acting badly, which I really love. Marcel is whiny and Senshi is infuriatingly stubborn about his own opinion, but you love them anyway. Oh yeah, they all have flaws, which is fantastic. And that's why I care about all of them. They feel like real people to me. Like, I feel like they are people that I could have met in my lifetime. That's important. That's really important to me. It's a bottle, how bad could it be? Do not even. It's absolutely terrible. Hi, honey. Welcome in. Had to go and get a replacement water bottle. I clean my refillable water bottle after I drink from it. But after a while, you just gotta swap it. Yeah, it's time for me to clean the one that I normally have. The one that I normally has like a straw, and I like that because, you know, straw, hee-hoo. But this is one of those ones where you gotta tip it. But it's also like a non-leaking one, so if I just tip it, none of the water comes out. So you gotta like, for lack of a better term, you gotta like suck it a little bit. But it's bad though. It doesn't do what you want it to do. It just gets stuck halfway. So you get like 3 drops of actual water. Haven't watched the anime yet. Have they gotten to the halfling's backstory yet? They haven't! They haven't. I've been spoiled on that a little bit, so I know some bits of that, but they haven't got there. They haven't really gotten to Senshi's stuff either. You've only really seen like a little bit of Lyos's backstory and a little bit of Marcel's backstory, but you haven't really seen any of Chilchuck's or Senshi's per se. Food is pretty much always looks good, which is incredibly unrealistic because we could never have something that beautiful and good. My friend, you need to have somebody cook you a nice meal, I think. Food can be beautiful. Food can be absolutely beautiful and delicious. Yeah. I love cooking for people though. I think maybe that just might be a me thing. I won't spoil it then. Wow, who am I? I was just scrolling and I saw you. Who are you? Hello, honey. I am Amora Lumina. I am part of EIEN's second generation Haven. I'm a space princess VTuber. What's up? Presentation is important. I think like the more appetizing you make something look, the more delicious it does kind of taste. But I think that just might be psychology. But I always try and present things well. I don't often take photos of like my food to share online, but whenever I do, I always try and put it on like an actual plate and things. I always try and like present it well. I love seeing people try to emulate anime food. Yeah, I love that a lot. I think people did that a lot when Breath of the Wild first came out, and they tried to replicate like all the food in Breath of the Wild. That was fantastic. I'd love to do like more cooking streams, but I do not have the space to do that. So rip, but one day we will get the opportunity to do that. Been trying to cook more for myself. It can be tastier and healthier too. I'm so proud of you. Perfect. I love that though. I love it when people go from like having no confidence to cook to learning how to do it. It took me a long time. I couldn't cook for a very, very long time, and now I cook all the time, and I make stuff for my family and things. I cook a lot for my mama, which is nice. It makes me happy. Because it's, for me, food is like one of the best ways that I can look after somebody. They replicated how Link cooks too. Oh, with the giant pot and stuff. I love that though. He just kind of throws everything in, which is, to be honest, that's most of cooking. So, worst part of cooking is the prep. I love the prep though. I put on some nice music and I like just sit there and I will cut vegetables and things. That's part of like the process for me. I like it a lot. It's a good like stress reliever for me as well, especially because I stress bake. Every time I get stressed, my friends, family, and neighbors get a lot of baked goods, most of which are baked with frustration and hatred. But you know what? That makes it more delicious. Wait, yeah, the washing up after is the worst bit. That is true. That's 100% true. I'm like only just getting my head around like properly doing washing up. I hated it for a long time, and I did it because I had to, but I want to get a washing machine, like a dishwasher, but I don't have any room to have one, so I just have to suck it up and do it. It's the best stress response I've ever heard of. Yeah, it's great. I make cookies and, you know, cakes and things and various dishes like stir fries and soups and stuff. And they're all made with hatred and stress, and then they just taste great. Because I think bread's a good one for that as well, if I'm making like pizza or bread or something. Especially if it's like a dough. Because you get to take out all of your anger on something by like cutting it up or like kneading it real hard. And then at the end of it, when you're no longer angry, you have a delicious thing to eat. So there we go. I love cooking way more than I like actually eating it. Born with you don't have any smell? Yo. That's okay. I like the process of it though. I don't know. It's nice. I cook with other people. Since I do the cooking, I make them do the cleanup. That's the best way to be. Whenever I eat with my mama, whenever she comes round, she'll offer to do the dishes because I'll cook, which is, it's nice. I like that. It's a good deal because I get to do the fun bit where I cook the thing and then we get to eat together and then I don't have to do the dishes afterwards. Used to make homemade pasta sauce. Yeah, but it's so expensive now. I think I buy a lot of stuffs like locally, so it's a little bit less expensive now-ish if you do that. I tend to find that like big supermarkets and stuff are really overpriced these days, whereas if you go to like a farmer's market or something, most of the time things will be okay. Maybe if you go to like a really posh farmer's market, they'll like overprice for stuff, but at least at the ones that I've been to, it's pretty reasonable really when you consider. I remember one time going to a farmer's market when I was a student, and this was like one of my first years living alone, and I remember going to a farmer's market to try and purchase things, and I came home with about 30 tangerines because I got caught up in a deal. And then I just had to like sit there and like give away as many tangerines as I possibly could to like my roommates and stuff. If the raw ingredients are more expensive, just buy pre-made sauce. Pre-made sauce tastes like awful though. I got very caught up in a deal. It was like, I can't remember how, I think it was like 15 tangerines for like £1, which was insane to me. So I bought 30 tangerines. Any giant pumpkins? I don't believe so. Although, pumpkin is a thing I don't actually like all that much. Even though I like squash and things and other big like gourd stuffs like courgette and stuff, I don't really like pumpkin all that much. There's something about it that's kind of like, for some reason pumpkin just kind of tastes a bit more like dirt than I feel it should do. Good way to avoid scurvy. I mean, yeah. You cannot accuse me of having scurvy at least. It's a deal, Jean. I don't think there's anything wrong with being frugal, thank you very much. Pumpkin, I wish I liked pumpkin more, because I know that pumpkin pie is a thing, but pumpkin pie is not really a thing in the UK all that much. I know that you're supposed to make pumpkin pie with like certain types of like I think it is called a sweet pie pumpkin, what you're meant to make it with, but I've never tried that because I can never find it, and I can never find canned pumpkin either, which is also something that you're meant to make things with. I've never found it before, and I keep looking for it because a wonderful American friend of mine sent me a recipe, so I keep looking, but I can't find anything. It's a tragedy. Isn't pumpkin pie in the Harry Potter series? It is, but as a British person, I have never personally eaten a pumpkin pie, ever. Don't like pumpkin too, anyway, it's been cooked in our family is steamed. Oh my god. This is the thing. I feel like if your introduction to certain vegetables has been like eating them steamed, I'm so sorry. I promise you they don't taste like that if you know how to cook. I promise you. Please have seasoning. I promise you you'll like things if you have like an appropriate amount of salt and pepper on them. Never tried pumpkin pie, but it looks so delicious. It does look good. It does look very good. Did you hear that's a stew made with pumpkins and spiced coconut milk sauce? It's amazing. I love it with rice. That sounds good. I think I'd try that. First impression can't be changed. Yeah, that's true. That I think like I was really fussy when I was a kid when it comes to like vegetables and things. I really didn't like to eat a lot of stuff. And I think it's because my parents would introduce me to vegetables in like an unseasoned, like steamed format. And it sucked. It was just bad. And it took me years to learn that if you just pan fry things or if you roast them with like, you know, a tiny bit of like salt and garlic and like black pepper, it automatically becomes better. It's just delicious. I think it depends on the British person. I think like you gotta remember that like a lot of British cuisine is it's been developed on the backs of like peasant foods, where back in the day you couldn't really afford to have a lot of spices and stuff. So a lot of traditional British foods are relatively unseasoned. But I know that nowadays British people, we're very fond of Indian food here. You can find Indian food everywhere here if you look for it. And most of it's fantastic. Baseline, yeah, that's like the bare minimum of what you can do seasoning with. Like, please put more on if you want to. But at bare minimum, if you don't like a food, salt, pepper, some kind of oil or something. I prefer sesame. Or, you know, something or other. Depends. Olive oil's also good if you don't want the sesame flavoring. And garlic! That's bare minimum! And then everything becomes delicious automatically. Yeah, the British national dish is chicken tikka masala, which is insane to me. How is that our national dish? Chili peppers. Chili peppers are also good. I don't know. I'm getting better at spice tolerance. I used to be very weak with it, but I'm getting better at it. I like spicy food a lot now. Yeah, it's bizarre, right? I don't know how that's our national dish, but I feel like that being our national dish kind of says a lot about who we are as a people and our history. So there we go. If all I had was soggy bread, I'd ethically acquire some other cultures' foods as well. Okay, but here's the thing about historically what the British did with things. We went to other places, we stole all of the spices and all of the cool stuff, and then we came back and we were like, man, these spices are really cool. And then all the rich people were like, oh, all the poor people have all these spices. So it's no longer cool if we have the spices. So let's just stop using the spices. And then it no longer became cool to use spices in your food because all the rich people didn't like that all the poor people also had access to spices. And so we stopped using spices. We stopped seasoning everything out of being petty. I love history. See, it didn't matter how things tasted. All that mattered was whether or not you looked rich. And that was a way of how to do it. Yeah, legitimately. That's British history. Yeah. Spite is a flavor. Yeah, yippee. So, British history is basically, can we do the stupidest thing possible in order to look richer than we actually are and spite poor people? And then we did that, basically. As a people, we all decided collectively that that's what we were going to do. Yeah, that was also a thing. The spice routes became inoperable for a long time as well. And so we both stopped because of a lot of different reasons, but looking good, looking rich was one of those things. A bunch of other stuff as well involving like trade routes and like the collapse of empires also happened. History is a weird one. Is this some peasant joke I'm too rich to understand really came from somewhere? It's so yeah, but like, you can say that you love it, but now we have really bland and unseasoned food and it sucks. No, Wendy, you said you like to try different foods if I travel. I like to do that anyway, though. I always like to try new things and like, you can go to different places and to like food markets and stuff. Oh my god, international food markets, my beloved. Oh, they're so good. Have you guys ever, listen, okay. You don't know pure joy in your lifetime until you've been to an international cheese market. This is probably the most royalty thing I could ever say in my entire life. You have not known pure joy until you've been to an international cheese market. I sound so upper class right now. But it's great though. If you ever have the opportunity to go, I highly recommend it because they're absolutely fantastic. You have some really, really good conversations with both international and local cheesemongers. They're absolutely fantastic. And typically they give you a lot of free samples also. So even if you don't go there wanting to spend money, you can still have a lot of very delicious cheeses and it's real good. My favorite thing about this is the fact that like some of these markets will have like judge panels, and they're like, my favorite thing about it is I remember going to these with my grandfather one time, and my grandfather was like, oh, do you know who they are? And I was like, no, who are they? And he was like, oh, it's the Cheese Council. It's the Council of Cheese. So, they were the people that judged everything. The Roof Guy, thank you for the super honey! Cheese is love, cheese is life, yeah. Thank you, thank you! But yeah, if you ever have the opportunity to go and see the Cheese Council in real, they don't like bar you from entering if you're not rich. Like, you can just go if you want to. But it's good. I like them. I've purchased some good cheese before. I think I had like a good... What was like the best one I've had? Oh, wait. The best one I've ever had was like a nice firm goat's cheese that had cranberries in it. I genuinely don't remember the name of it, but it was fantastic. Depresso, thank you for the 5 months, honey. Thank you, thank you. Please impart onto us your optimal cheese experience. I'm personally a Wensleydale fan with cranberry enjoyer. Let's go, cranberry enjoyer. Wensleydale and cranberry is such like a Christmas cheese. That's like the ultimate Christmas cheese. Wensleydale and cranberry cheese goes. Thank you, OBS, again, for doing that. Thank you very much, OBS. Thank you, Neil. Mwah. Thank you. Hello. We're back. Baby Bell stand. Baby Bells are... I was never a fan of Baby Bells. I always thought that they had like a bit of a weird aftertaste. But I can see why you'd like them. They're like funky. They're cool little dudes. Every time everything crashes, we blame Neil, and every time something comes back, we blame Susan. Roquefort blue cheese? Ooh! Like, I wasn't into blue cheese for a long time. I'm kind of getting into it now, though. Yeah, the wax does leave, like, a bit of a weird aftertaste, but that kind of is just how it be. I think, yeah, some kind of goat's cheese is probably my favorite. Just because it's... I don't know how to describe goat's cheese to somebody who's never had, like, goat's cheese before. It's kind of... It's like soft, and it's almost kind of sour in like a weird way, but it's also salty. How else did I describe it? It's very... It's kind of gamey in like a weird way, where it's kind of... It does taste very kind of like animal-y, but it's good. It's really good. It's very, very good. That's probably one of my favorite cheeses. If you don't like goat milk, would you like goat cheese? In my experience, I think goat milk and goat cheese taste differently. But if you don't like goat milk, you probably won't like goat cheese. But I highly recommend you try it anyway, just as like a little sampley type of thing. I don't know how else to describe it. I genuinely don't know how else to describe it. That's the only way I can kind of describe it. It just kind of tastes that way. You'll have to try it and then understand. The only thing I didn't like was olives. I don't like olives either. It's... I think olives are kind of like one of the only things that I don't like in terms of like fruit or vegetables. They might be like one of the only things that I don't enjoy. What else don't I like? Lisa Moore is more honest than a wine taster. I don't drink wine. I had a conversation with Miss Eddie about it last night, actually. I was in a call with Miss Eddie where I was like, I don't drink wine. She was like, you don't drink wine? And I was like, no. And she was like, not even like white or red? And I was like, no, no. She's like, what do you drink then? And I'm like, like gin, I guess? She was like really offended. 2 hours and 80. Hi, my princess. I've come to deliver mozzarella. Thank you, Color Boy. Thank you for the 2 months, honey. Thank you. I don't like wine though. It's just kind of... I feel like people can like wine and be regular. It's just unfortunate that the only people that I've met who are like wine people are just the worst people. You can like wine and be a regular human being. I just have had the misfortune of meeting too many obnoxious wine people. Do you like gin? Does that mean you have a high alcohol tolerance? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It depends on what your mixer is and how, like, your ratio type of thing. So, plus you can get different types of gin. It's not just like one type of gin. You can get flavors and things. I think one of my favorite is like grapefruit gin, and I'll have that with like lemonade as my mixer, and it's really good and citrusy and very refreshing. That's like very nice in summer. Sounds like childhood trauma. You mix gin with things that aren't tonic? Yeah. I mean, a gin and tonic is good. However, have a grapefruit gin and a lemonade, and then come back to me and tell me it isn't good. Because that's just a straight lie. May fall asleep soon, but I like to watch your stream even if it's for a little while. Yay! I hope you have a good eat, honey. Please don't stay up for me if you want to go to bed and all of the things. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, tonic water for me is just kind of like, there's better things for me to mix things with. But yeah, I think you can get tons of different types. I know that you can get like Parma Violet gin, which is that's awful to me. I hate Parma Violets a lot because they just taste like perfume, and it's awful. Haven't told you what I'm having for lunch. Oh, I'm having... Wait, what did I eat before? What did I eat before? I ate... I've only eaten one thing today, and it was 2 potato waffles from my freezer that I put in the toaster. That was my lunch. That's the only thing I've eaten today so far. Prefer amazing alcohol with soda, honestly, specifically Sprite. Yes! Yeah. I think, like, British people call Sprite just lemonade, though. But I know that Americans have different opinions of, like, what lemonade is. Girl lunch. It is girl lunch. It's just 2 potato waffles from my freezer. No, not like actual waffles, like potato waffles. Like, potatoes that have been made into the shape of a waffle, and then you put them in the toaster. And they just kind of heat up. They're not sweet. They're savory. I still don't know what a potato waffle is. They're kind of horrendous, honestly. They're kind of hash browny, but they don't taste like hash browns. Yeah, think of like hash brown, but they're kind of different. It's a weird thing. Numbers seem to be really confused at potato. I thought this was like a universal constant, but apparently not. I think I'd understand more about like potato smileys if non-British didn't know about potato smileys, but fried roasted potato, I think they're cooked differently than that. Yeah, it's just kind of you might be right, actually. I wanted to like discredit you, because that's a terrible... That's the worst way of describing things, but like... You might be right with that, actually. They might just be like potato floof. I thought potato smileys were a universal constant. I guess not. Why do I eat like I'm in the 1400s? I don't think they had potato waffles in the Dark Ages. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't think they had that back then. Potato smileys look similar to a scrub daddy. They kind of do, but they're tastier. I wouldn't eat a scrub daddy, but I'd eat a potato smiley. Scroll out to watch my shorts. Shorts, you're streaking back. I can't escape you. It's a sign. It's not. You're free to be here if you want to, honey. But don't let me pressure you. Didn't have a potato into the 17th century? I mean... I always thought it was American. I think it was like... Wasn't it like an American vegetable? Or like a Southern American? South American vegetable? And then it got spread everywhere. Potatoes are like the ultimate vegetable though. That and shoot. Oh wait, what are they called? Oh, like artichokes as well. Artichokes and potatoes for me are on like the same level. I think I'd eat potatoes more than artichokes because artichokes are kind of expensive, but the roots, by the way, not the hearts or anything, because they're expensive and like super wasteful because you only eat like a little bit of them, whereas the roots you can like peel and chop the whole of them and they're very good. They're kind of like nutty. They're very good. I highly recommend if you can get some. They was discovered in the Americas, yeah? Yeah! Perfect. Yeah, and vodka as well. Potatoes just make everything. They make everything better. You can eat artichoke roots? Yes, you can! I think like the only thing you can't eat from artichokes is the stalk, the stem. But that's only because it's really tough. Every part of the artichoke is edible. But you should only really eat like the heart and the roots of them. But yeah, you can eat artichoke roots. They're quite good. They're very like nutty. It's nice. They're real good. Vodka is usually originally made from wheat? Wait, really? I didn't know that. I think like, I still think potato waffles are definitely, they're my current safe food, I think. It's just something convenient that I can have in the freezer that like if I'm super tired after a stream or something and I'm like, okay, I need to eat something and then go to bed, I'll heat up a potato waffle in the in the toaster and then I'll eat it and then I'll just pass out. They're just convenient. It's a convenience food. I mean, it's either that or I make myself like a whole meal or something prior to stream and then I'll eat it afterwards. Sometimes I do that if it's things like soup that I can like have portion control of, but it's a little less convenient in that way. Apparently potatoes were believed to have been cultivated by Native Americans originally, but genetic testing reveals that they're South American in origin. Yeah. I think like I think the reason they got shipped the most is mainly because they have like a good they grow really fast, they grow really well, and they stay for a long time as well. They keep for a long time so long as you store them properly. If you don't store them correctly, they'll become eldritch beings. Have you guys ever seen this? It's one of my favorite memes ever. It's where's the soil? It's one of my favorite memes ever. Where's the soil? Can I put this on screen? Yeah, there we go. This is one of my favorite memes of all time. You must store us at the right temperature, in the right humidity, or we will spoil and rot in no time. Potatoes! Yep! They just do that. It's fantastic. They just kind of expand. Perfect. The perfect vegetable. Being grown by Europeans and colonists about 1750, but didn't explode in popularity until the 19th century. Really? I mean, they're a convenient food. They grow really well. They're just nice. They're like probably one of the easiest things to grow and take care of, because like no matter what you do, so long as you have like good seeding potatoes and you water it regularly and give it like enough sunlight, you will have a crop of potatoes at the end of everything. It's perfect. It's great. They're fantastic. I think like for anybody who's nervous about learning how to grow stuff or how to do that in like a new skill kind of way, I think what's easy to grow? What's a plant that's hard to kill? Potatoes, tomatoes, and mint. Potatoes, tomatoes, and mint are probably the best beginner plants, I think, for if you're gonna start growing stuff. Mint is just one of those things that, like, if you manage to kill a mint plant, I'm impressed. Genuinely. If you manage to kill off mint, I bow down to your ability to have things to have plants crumble beneath you. I find basil is pretty difficult more so. Basil needs a lot of heat, is the thing with basil. So I'm amazed. If you've managed to kill a mint plant, good lord. That won't stop some people. Mint's one of these things that grows like crazy. So if you somehow manage to like kill it, insane. Do you perhaps have a green thumb, princess? I have one more so because of my father the king. My father the king's a big garden guy. So, I help him out in the garden when I can. He'll ask for my help sometimes and I'll go and help him plant and water and trim and do things, which is very nice. It's nice for me to like help out my dad in that way. And also I get to meet a lot of very pretty bugs, so that's all nice. Ghana has rosemary that grows everything. Rosemary is meant to be good luck. If you plant rosemary by your front gate, that's meant to be good luck, because that, I believe the old wives' tale with that is that if you plant rosemary by your front gate, that wards away evil. So, having rosemary in your garden is good. I wouldn't really count myself as like a gardener. I'd help out my father, but pretty and bugs is not an oxymoron. Have you guys ever seen like jewel beetles? Those things are pretty. They're so pretty. And you have a lot of them in the garden as well. But my father's, his whole garden is like dedicated to like growing food and things. So, it's one of those where every season we'll plant a whole bunch of new things, and then throughout the year we'll have stuff to eat with. So things like tomatoes we'll have all of the time of. Garlic we're growing as well. I think we're doing onions this year as well. And every year we plant some kind of like lettuce or cabbage, and every year they get absolutely demolished by something, and we have no idea what. We've tried nets, we've tried sealing them up in like growing bags and baskets and cages and all kinds. We've tried like slug be gone and all types of things. We've no idea why it never works. But for some reason, like any kind of leafy things just absolutely get demolished in the garden. You've got an allergy to grass. Oh, that's painful. I've developed hay fever. I've developed hay fever as I've grown up, which is kind of sucky. But it be how it be. That's... oof. Please live. Was he eaten or stopped? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think it's mainly just like, it's gotta be like bugs or something. They must manage to get through things somehow. Yeah, hay fever's sucky. I think like the worst part of it for me is like, one of my favorite fruits ever is lychee, and as I've gotten older, I've developed like an allergy to it when like my throat closes up and like I get all itchy every time I eat it now. And I think it's because I've developed hay fever. I think the same kind of pollen that makes lychee is the pollen that gives me hay fever. I think that's what happened with it. I think that's how that happened. Tomatoes were considered poisonous for a while, but it turned out they weren't poisonous. People just ate them with silverware, and then they got poisoned from that. I love the Victorians because they'll be like, this can't be poisonous, and then it's like lead. It's like arsenic. That I think, wasn't there a paint in Victorian times that was like arsenic green, and that was the main thing? Love that. Rambutan and longans too. I must be. I haven't tried any of those things since I had the allergic reaction to the lychee. So I've been nervous to try anything that was kind of in the same family, just in case. Just because, you know, anaphylactic shock is not fun. And I'd prefer for that to not happen, if at all possible, thank you. But that's my theory. My theory is that as I've developed hay fever, the same kind of pollen that gives me hay fever must be the same kind of pollen that develops lychee. That's what I think is happening anyway. I'm allergic to chocolate and oranges, so that's been interesting. No! Orange chocolate is my favorite thing in the world. That's actually awful for you. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Have you considered taking an actual allergy test? I don't really think that there's much of a point in doing it, really. 'Cause like, if I... Really, the realistic thing with this is like, oh, if I eat lychee, I'm gonna get a really itchy throat and mouth and maybe struggle to breathe for about 40 minutes. So I'll just not do that. That's the logic there. I don't really think there's much use in doing an allergy test with that one. Because if I avoid things that are in the same family, it should be fine. If you think you're allergic to shellfish, you're also allergic to cockroaches? What? What? Huh? That's... Are they... Is shellfish and cockroach, like, in the same family somehow? That's... Wait, that's... Okay, that's interesting. I want to know if they have, like, some kind of common ancestor. Oh, wait. Is it because they're both invertebrates? Maybe that's the reason. Oh. Avoiding lychee seems pretty doable, to be honest. Yeah, I'd hope so. It's not exactly like a common fruit. Is it arthropods? Yeah, I mean, cockroaches are insects TM, but are they like a subspecies of something or other that is related to shellfish in some kind of... They've got to be. They must be. Yeah, there's like a... people... I remember being told this as a kid, and I wasn't bothered by it as a kid, and I'm still not really bothered by it now because it's just bugs. Fun fact, if you don't like insects, maybe tune out currently. Yeah, horseshoe crabs are more related to spiders and scorpions. I love horseshoe crabs. They're so goofy. I love them. They're really funky little guys. But yeah, fun fact about your food. If you don't like bugs, maybe cover your ears right now. When it comes to factory food production, there is an acceptable amount of byproduct that is allowed into your food. Which basically means that there is an acceptable amount of insects that are allowed in your food. And as long as it doesn't go over that percentage that is considered acceptable, that's food grade. And that's just how that works. Yeah. Some people get really freaked out by that. I don't personally. I've eaten insects before. I've just eaten straight insects before. So... having the idea of having little bits of insect in regular foods that I eat anyway, that doesn't bother me. I don't have any issue with that. Yeah, you can get the little like sweets that have like scorpions and stuff embedded into them. Scorpion freaks me out a little bit. I don't think I'd eat a scorpion. But I've eaten things like mealworms and ants before. Which are kind of interesting. For anyone who's curious about what ants and mealworms taste like, ants are sour. They're kind of like very sour grapes. And mealworms kind of taste like peanuts, which is very interesting. But they're both very good for protein. So, there you go. There's a fact for you. That's what they taste like. Considering certain pets are a delicacy in other countries and not bothered either. Yeah, people eat like tarantula and all kinds, which is... people eat tons of stuff, and I try and keep like an open mind in terms of foods and stuff now, especially because I've tried a lot now. Things like snails and insects and things. Eating those don't really bother me. So, yeah. Yeah, they're really good protein for you. They're fantastic protein for you. I don't know what nuts taste like. Oh, yeah! Wait, if you eat a mealworm, you'll know what a peanut tastes like. Because that's just the same thing. They just taste the same. Ugh. Snails are quite good too. Snails are interesting. Snails are kind of... I don't know if this is all snails, but the snails that I've had previously, they're kind of soft, but also kind of rubbery. And they don't really taste like anything. So they'll taste like whatever you cook them in, basically. So if you cook them in like garlic sauce, they're gonna taste like garlic sauce. That's how snails work. So that's why they're quite good. Witchetty grubs taste like butter, apparently. I've had that also. Yeah. Mealworm is an insect and I hate insects. Well, they don't taste all that bad. They're just little guys. They're just little guys. I've tried lots of different foods. It took me a long time to get over being fussy about things and just to try things for funsies. So, I don't know. Now I get weird with it. Now that I'm kind of over it, I'll just get weird with it. Speaking of which, I've decided this week that I'm going to try and eat aubergine again. Because I don't like eggplant. I don't like aubergine. But I've made a purchase. And I'm going to try and eat it again. Just to see if I still don't like it. Or if my adult taste buds have kicked in. And it's better now. Definitely be more inclined to cook them first. Yes, please do. Had a project in school raising and cooking critics. Not worth it? Oh, really? Try eating it with tempura covering. Oh, aubergine? Maybe. Ooh, tempura sounds good. Shall I make tempura again? I could make tempura again. I learned how to make the batter of it recently. It was really good. I want tempura now. I want tempura now, please. Literally woke up one day saying I don't want to be picky anymore, and that's when I stopped being picky. There's definitely a mental block to it. Having been super picky as a kid, there's such a mental block to it. It's kind of... I think the main thing for it is that I moved out. I moved away from my home planet and like went to university and stuff. So that was kind of the first time around other people that weren't also fussy, where we had to like go and get meals and things together as like a social thing. And I was really embarrassed being picky about stuff. So I kind of just had to like get over it in that context, because I could either be picky and be embarrassed and feel childish, or I could get over it and just have a better social standing with people, which in that context is so odd, because now that I've been friends with these people for years, I know that they would have never judged me like that, but there's still a part of my brain that was like, I should not have this anymore. I should not be embarrassed. University can do wonders for expanding your horizons that way. It really can. I like to cook at uni, so is what it is. Taste was stronger as a kid, that's why I was fussy. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. Your taste buds, I don't know, they definitely don't become like worn. I think you just become like used to certain flavors and stuff as you grow up. There's something about it. But yeah, definitely when you're a kid, flavors are a lot more intense. So that's definitely not good. I hated black pepper for a long time when I was a kid. Your friends don't care, but you worry about it anyways. Yeah. I didn't want to have to be in a social situation where I was like, oh, we can't eat here. I don't like anything here. I didn't want to be that person. So I kind of just had to get over my own stuffs with it. I had to get over it and be better, I think, is the main thing. Kids are prone to be fussy because nobody's told them not to eat poison yet. That might be a reason for it, actually. DK, hi honey, welcome to the stream, welcome. I ate before. We discussed this before. Unironically, it's the only thing I've eaten today. I ate 2 potato waffles. Girl dinner. Hi. I took the other route of not having friends. That's sad though. I don't know. It is a balanced meal, thank you very much. Yeah. I always have more actually with texture over flavor. You're so valid. Thank you. I feel vindicated for that, actually. Nope, no sauce, no nothing, just potato waffle. Yep. Not even like done in like an air fryer or anything. Like I put them in my toaster. They were cooked perfectly. Thank you very much. Wow. Bento box! Ah! Chicken rice, tempura, gyoza, egg roll, salad, and a drink of choice. I'd like to do that too. I'm gonna admit to this. I admitted to this a little while ago as well. But whenever I had a bad day, I haven't done it for a long time, but I used to do a lot that whenever I had a bad day, I'd just make myself like a cute bento. I'd make myself like a cute lunch or something. And I still watch videos and things of content creators who make cute bentos. Yeah, I used to make them for myself a lot because I used to have a lot of bad days, and I haven't made one for a long time because I haven't had a bad day in a long time. But having like a cute meal that I'd spend a little while cooking for myself, it always made me feel better. This is why I love cooking for other people, because good food can be so healing. If you have a good diet, you feel amazing. So being able to like cook for my family and things, and being able to like make sure that all of the dishes that I make in the food that I make is nutritious and balanced and has good amounts of like nutrients and protein and things, all the macros are done. I like being able to do that because it's like I'm taking care of people, you know? Even if I work a lot and I do a lot of things, at least the food that I make is gonna be good. I don't put bugs in a bento. Just because I have eaten things doesn't mean I eat it all the time. But yeah, I used to make it a lot for myself to make me feel better. But I haven't had a lot of bad days in recent months. So I haven't made one for a long time. I think it's been like a year since I made my last bento. So maybe I'll do that for a stream one time, but who knows. But I like it. I like taking care of people, and I like cooking for people because nutrition is important. Yeah. Nutrition is incredibly important. I just want to make sure that everybody has good food and things, especially because it makes you feel good. Ugh. It's crazy that drinking water and going to the gym and like exercising and eating well makes you feel good. I didn't know that that was the cheat code for life, but you know what? That's how it be. Instantly obsessed with you boys. Hi, honey. Welcome in. Welcome in. Crazy that taking good care of yourself makes you feel better. That's what I tell people all the time. I need to learn that. Are macros important? It depends. Because yes, intrinsically nutrition is important, but macros themselves don't have to be important if having macros prevents you from eating the things that you need to eat to be healthy. If sitting there every day and doing the mathematics to find out how many of what vegetable you need to eat in order to hit a macro is preventing you from eating the things that make you happy or eating the vegetables that you need to eat in order to be happy, then macros aren't important. But if that's something that helps you hit your like protein goals and like helps you have all the nutrition goals and things, then yeah, it definitely varies from person to person, and you should talk to your nutritionist or your dietitian. One of those is a real thing, one of those is a person on Instagram. I can never remember which one's which. There's like, is it dietitian that's the real one? It might be dietitian. Because I think it is. I think nutritionist is like a person on Instagram that tells you to buy like green powders, and then like a dietitian is like an actual person. Is a dietitian is the thing. There we go. Do I take any supplements? I take iron stuffs, but that's purely because so I have a meat intolerance. If I eat meat, I get ill. Which doesn't stop me from eating meat, but it means I can't eat it all the time, basically. So I'll have a bit more iron tablets and stuff in order to keep that up. Which is nice, yeah. Dietitian is a legally protected yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's who to trust. Don't trust the random person that calls himself a nutritionist, because that's not a real thing. That's somebody trying to sell you into a pyramid scheme. Where did I learn cooking? Just curious. I learned cooking by myself through YouTube tutorials and the need to survive through university. And everything else I learned about from there just comes from my own research on how nutrition works. I'm in no way an expert, and so I would highly recommend that if you want to get into nutrition and doing things that are good for your body, I highly recommend going and speaking to your doctor about it, because obviously my body and your body is going to be different. That's just how that works. So if you want to get into eating well and learning nutrition and things and learning what you should be eating and why, do your own research, please. I highly recommend it. YouTube tutorials and like, unironically, one of the things that made me want to like learn to cook really well was I used to be super into binging with Babish. You know that one YouTube channel where he used to make food from like TV and movies a bunch. And I unsubscribed about 2 years ago or something, because he stopped making videos. Which, like, the channel still uploads videos and stuff, but it's no longer like Andrew that does it. He's basically passed it over to other people. And unfortunately, I don't like the other people. I think his name is Alvin or something. I think he's a very good chef and a very entertaining dude. But like, he has his own channel where he does his own cooking-y stuffs, and I feel like, at least for me personally, if I wanted to subscribe to Alvin, I would have subscribed to Alvin. I wouldn't have as it stands, I subscribed about 5 years ago for Andrew and his content and his appearance on it, and now he's no longer on it, so I don't care to watch it anymore. Which is how that be. That's how that be. Sometimes when content changes and it's no longer your thing, it's okay to unsubscribe. That's the nature of making things on the internet. He was doing it solo for years. Yeah, he's taken a step back. I definitely appreciate it. But the same with game theory, where I used to watch game theory videos for MatPat. I no longer watch game theory videos. He's not there anymore, so... What's my favorite dish to cook? I go through phases of like what my favorite food is. At the moment, my favorite dish to cook is crispy tofu with like a nice sticky teriyaki sauce on top of nice fluffy rice. And I do a bunch of like nice crispy vegetables with that as well, also in the sauce. It's good. It's really good. It's all like sesame and like salty and sweet. That's my favorite meal at the moment. Yeah, you're allowed to drop content creators if you want to. That's the nature of content on the internet. At some point or another in the future, I'm probably gonna make a thing and someone's gonna go, this isn't for me. And that's okay. That's the job of this. That's my job. Crispy tofu sounds it's so good. It's so good. It's really, really good. I like fried tofu more than soft tofu. Soft tofu makes me feel weird. I don't like silken tofu, which is what I think you're on about. Silken tofu is I don't personally like the texture of it. It's a little difficult for me. But I like hard tofu, and I like hard tofu that's been fried. That's good. My favorite type of sushi is inari sushi, which is basically just like fried tofu skins with rice, and it's good. It's really good. That's my favorite. No, Amora, you're a content creator. You've got to instill die-hard loyalty. Oh, I'm sorry. Never unsubscribe ever. Even if I make a thing that you don't like, you're not allowed to leave here ever. No, I don't care. I'm here to hang out with you guys. I don't, like... Eventually, I may do something that you're like, I'm not into this anymore. And that's okay. You don't have to stick around if you don't like it. That's all good. I'm not offended. That's my job. Even when Amora brings the civilian army to race your cities to the ground, you are not permitted to unsubscribe. Yes. This is part of the invasion. Sorry to tell you. Saying that solidifies my loyalty, to be honest. Well, I don't know. I think, like, that's just content creation, baby. Eventually, I may do something. I don't want you guys to feel like you're indebted to stick around. Although I know that it can be hard, especially if you followed somebody for a long time. That's why I feel, like, pretty remorseful about, like, unsubscribing from binging with Babish. Because it's like, I've enjoyed his content for, like, half a decade. And it felt sad to leave it behind. But if you don't enjoy something anymore, you're not obligated to consume it. That's the joy of choice. Lumina, you can at least try and defend Earth. From me? What do you mean? You don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about the Sophidian Empire. It's fine. Nothing bad is going to happen from me being here on this planet. Just saying. Cheese tastes sweet. Yeah, that's fine. Some people don't like cheese. I have, my childhood best friend growing up doesn't like cheese, which is... That was just weird to me, but she never got to a point where I think because it was like something that her and her family didn't really eat, so when she tried it, she was like, this is weird. I was like, that's okay. The single content creator who's remained consistent in my viewing habits over the last decade plus for me. Yeah, people try new things all of the time, especially because content creation is one of those things that is very liquid. You cannot do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again forever, even if it is popular, because it does kill you. It does like mess with you over time, and like even for some people the format is like it gets old real fast. Like it's the same thing of like I think this is why like tons of like Minecraft content got yeeted over time. That Reef Guy, thank you for the super, honey. Thank you, thank you. It's not like Amora is a warp beacon or anything. Moving on. Moving on. You do eventually get sick of the routine. Yeah, I think this is why VTubing in this state, at least for me personally, works quite well for me, because it means that I can do different things every week. Like, even in big projects, my biggest projects will only last like a couple months at maximum. So I get to try new things all the time. I get to be different a lot. Ziphidian Fleet would like to know your location. Yeah, I bet they would. Not like I'm avoiding responsibility or anything. My poor abused lore. Wah. I woke up super early today. I woke up at about 5 in the morning today, which I guess is technically good, but it is what it is. If I don't make it back, this is a great Zatsu board. Thank you for coming, honey. Thank you, thank you. Have a good day. Wah. Variety makes every stream I watch super fun and comfy. Yeah, variety for me is important because I'm such like an overworking creative person. It's one of these things where I consistently need to be doing something new. Otherwise, my brain suffers. I'm like, you know how you have to like continuously give like birds and rats like new toys, otherwise they get like sad and depressed? That's me, but with new creative projects. I have to be doing something all of the time, otherwise I get sad. Didn't think you went early enough to be up at that time. I definitely didn't, but I was so paranoid that I was gonna sleep through this stream that I accidentally stress woke myself up at 5 in the morning. What time is it for me? It's currently 1:40 p.m. for me, and that is BST. That's British time zone. Yippee! The candy ranking stream is still one of my favorites from you. Really? I do like that one. That one's good. I like doing like the snack boxes ones and like the little snack streams. I like it a lot. I was worried about sleeping through it. I didn't want to be like stream late Andy, so I'd like stress woke myself up, and like it was weird because it was in my dream where I was like, wait, you're gonna oversleep, you've got to stream, and then I woke up and it was like 5:36 or something like that. It was like a really obscure number, and at first I thought it was like 5:36 p.m. and I really had overslept, so yippee. Serial writing stream is on my list to watch. I've only recently found you. There's some good ones with that, actually. I'd love to turn them into videos, but they take a really long time. Well, I hope to do that more so, especially with like the ranking things, because there's so many funny, goofy moments with that. I want to make more videos out of my VODs, just because that's more accessible to some people as well. Some people prefer the videos over the VODs. I'm typically one of those people. You're gonna miss the test of— oh my god, have you ever had like one of those dreams where you wake up thinking that you're late for school or something? The stress from thinking you're gonna be late for school continues. It doesn't go away ever. You could have stopped going to school years ago, and you still have that anxiety about it. Let's tasting stream because your mom was there. Yeah, she was cool. We're getting her tooth fixed soon. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if this will be a norm when it comes to your stream, but I'm glad I ran into you during my break. I'll be looking forward to more from now. Oh, thank you, honey. I hope to see you again. Thank you. I stream most days anyway. I stream 5 to 6 times a week typically, at least at the moment. I have done for a little while, so I typically stream at about 7 p.m. GMT. This is a bit of a weird one-off, although I might keep it up for a little while. I might have lunchtime streams every week, just because this is kind of nice. I might make it a little bit later. I might make it about like now-ish for a starting time, because 2 p.m. is pretty good. But yeah. I wanted to do more like vertical streams now, because they're kind of fun, and I get to get all funky with the effects for things because it's in this format. So I get to be a little bit looser and a little bit more creative with the vertical ones, whereas the regular ones I'm a little more stressed at about how things look. So I might do one vertical stream a week just for funsies, to get more creative with things. Not quite like waking up thinking you're on the verge of failing a class you passed a decade. Oh my god, the stress is real. The stress is real. I think, what was the worst class I ever had? What's the word for it? I think like, there was a point in my university career where I just stopped going to class. But I think everybody in their university career has that point where they just kind of stop going, at least if they have the opportunity to. So all of our stuff was like online anyway, like all of the syllabus and stuff was online. So during my 3rd year, when it was basically just like my dissertation and stuff, I was just like, I'm not going. I don't, no, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. It is how that my old school bus still passes by my house, so I panic hearing it every morning. Oh no! Oh no! That's cruel. That's cruel and evil. Oh my god, I think the worst class I ever did. Academic stuff was fine, because at least you can study for that. The worst class I ever did was life drawing. It was a mandatory life drawing class that I had to do for a qualification. And it was awful. It was absolutely heinous. Because the teacher that ran it was just insufferable entirely and utterly. So like we'd get models in and stuff, and like the actual drawing bit was fine, but the problem is that it's just, life drawing sucks when you have somebody standing over your shoulder and every pencil mark that you make, you have somebody going like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you should have had more of an angle on that one. You should have a looser wrist with that one, yeah. No, the pose isn't quite right. Yeah, the anatomy is a little bit off with that. And I'm just sat here trying to, like, draw. Leave me alone! I understand the commentary. What I couldn't stand was them standing over my shoulder and giving commentary. Like, live commentary. I hated it. I hated that teacher with a passion. Absolutely abysmal. Life drawing I can deal with. I don't like people that hover. I don't like people that can hover. I can take care of myself, thank you very much. Either draw it yourself or get out of my personal. Yeah, exactly. I can handle myself. Leave me alone. Yeah, I think creative qualifications are a difficult thing to deal with. I've done a lot of qualifications in the time that I've existed so far, and I keep doing more qualifications because I'm stupid. But for me, the worst ones are the creative qualifications. I can do academic stuff. If you ask me to write an essay, I can do it. It's not gonna be my best work because it's not my specialty, but I can write an essay. And I can definitely do creative projects, and they'll turn out quite well if you give me creative freedom to do things. The problem that I have is finding motivation to do projects when I have no emotional investment into them, which is a problem for creative qualifications, because 90% of the time, you're not doing stuff for creative satisfaction, you're doing stuff for a grade. So... Collecting all the qualifications, yeah, I do like them though. I like being able to be a jack of all trades. I like being able to be like, oh, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that too, and that. I've done that before. So I just have like weird qualifications and stuff. I need to reinstate my first aid license. My first aid qualification. I'd like to do that, but I need to find a class for that is the issue. I'm the same exact way. Yeah! And now you're a content creator. Yeah! I think, unironically, this is one of the best careers that I could possibly have, because it means that I get to do lots of different things all of the time, and it's not just me doing one thing all of the time. There's always something new that I can do. It's my official streamer enclosure. What's it called? Enrichment. My official streamer enrichment. Back in art school, every semester I'd choose classes I didn't want, then skipped for the entire month to switch classes before it was too late. Oh my gosh. I've always been very solid in what I want and who I want to be, so I've never quit a qualification. The closest I ever got was a film qualification, and it was a film qualification. So it was a small qualification where I could basically be like, oh, okay, I did this thing, I learned how to do all of these things, and it was basically where they'd have you on set it was basically like an internship where they'd have you on set learning how to do like camera work and stage setup, and you'd basically be like a runner for that type of thing for a little while. But part of the qualification was that you had to do a couple essays, and you also had to shoot a film, which is fine, it doesn't matter. Essays were fine, and the shooting the film was fine. The problem with it was the person running it. So when they first pitched the idea of the qualification, it was a woman that came in, and she was like, I'm running this thing, I'm doing this thing, I'm going to be your teacher, such and such. And this woman was lovely, and so I was like, oh, nice, yeah, we'll have this lady. And then I turned up on the day, and she wasn't there. It was a random man, and it was really odd. We were like, oh, where's the lady? And yeah, it turns out she'd just straight up lied to everybody's faces, and she wasn't the one running the thing. It was this random guy. And we were all like, oh, I mean, that's fine, it's just weird that you'd lie about that. Anyway, we soon learned it was because he was completely and utterly insufferable. He was awful. He would make really gross jokes about stuff. He'd make like very... you know how you meet people and like they'll make like pronoun jokes, and it's just clear that they are like having it as like a thinly veiled thing of like, oh, I don't want to get cancelled. It was just like, oh, dude, please just be a regular human being, please, I beg you. He made like a bunch of jokes about like how he wished that one of the people that came to the qualification had OCD so that they'd stay behind late and clean his office for him. Which we all just thought was a weird thing to say. That was just a weird thing to say in general. So basically for like a couple hours, basically every day for a couple weeks, we'd be trapped in this like communal office space with this random man, and it was like it was really funny because we started the course with about 30-40 people, and as we kept going along of this course, less and less people started turning up. And so we started the project with about 30-40 people in this class. And by the end of it, I think it was myself and maybe about 5 other people that were still in this course. Absolutely dreadful. He also had just total garbage takes on film. So he was like, you know how you meet people and they'll have certain takes on stuff? So he hated superhero movies, which is fine. You can not like superhero movie. That's okay. He hated horror movies. Fine. You can not like horror movies. In fact, he hated every genre of film that wasn't brutal northern realism. Like brutal British northern realism. So films like, he thought that the film This Is England was like peak cinema, which it's a fantastic film, but it's not peak cinema. It was awful. How did he even get the job? That's the weird thing. We don't think that he was actually meant to be there, because we found out after the qualification that the lady that advertised the course to us originally was actually living in the same house as this guy. We don't know if they were dating or like married or divorced or whatnot, but they lived in the same house. So we have no idea what happened with that. So, yeah, anyway, myself and the other people that were remaining on the course, we made this film at the end of it, and we deliberately made it the worst film that we could possibly make as like a way to get back at him. So we made the soundtrack in GarageBand with the worst instruments that we possibly could. We had like repeating footage. We left bags in shots. We had camera stands and like lights and scripts that were in shot as we were filming. We had some parts that were deliberately out of focus. And we just edited it all together to be probably one of the worst short films I've ever seen made, and it was just done enough to get the grade. And my favorite part of this whole thing is that he watched the film like from beginning to end, and then went on about a 20-minute tangent after watching it for the first time about how it was fantastic and artsy and really gave a fantastic perspective on some kind of, I don't remember specifically what he said, but he basically just went off and was like, this is peak cinema. And we were like, all right, cool. Got our little certificate for it and then left. The worst part about this was the fact that the lady who originally came in to advertise us this particular course, she turned up and basically said, if you do this, you get a qualification, you get to put this on your CV, and you get extra points that count towards your graduation. And so this is how they got so many people to sign up in the original thing. We were like, oh, cool. So this is like an extracurricular thing that we can get extra points to graduate with. Fantastic. Excellent. We'll do that. And at the end of everything, after making this film, after putting up with this awful individual for weeks on end, we find out at the end of the whole thing that even though we get a certificate, we do get to put it on our CV, we didn't get any extra points for doing this. It didn't count towards our graduation at all. We got nothing from doing this. 0 points. Just straight up lied to our face. Yep. So that was about 8 weeks of my life completely wasted. Yeah. That's probably the worst course I've ever done. Yep. I think if I'd have known that it genuinely didn't get me any points, if they'd have just straight up told us to our face that it didn't get us any points, A, I wouldn't have signed up in the first place, or if I did sign up, I would have quit like at the second week. Genuinely. Like everybody else. Absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So, that was definitely the worst qualification I've ever done. That was the worst course I've ever done. I cannot recommend it less. Anyway, the next year, I had a look back into it to be like, are they still running this course? Can I warn people before they go into this course, possibly? Anyway, I went to have a look for it the next year, and the whole thing had been shut down. The major company that had been funding the whole thing pulled funding on it entirely, and it hasn't run since. And yeah, so... It no longer exists. Considering what they promised, it really speaks to the fact that only a handful of people stayed. Yeah, genuinely. People thought that we were gonna get, like, I think it was an extra... I don't remember how many it was, but it was an extra, like, 25, I think, extra points towards your graduation, which is huge in the UK. Absolutely huge. Which... just straight up lied. Really a testament to the fact that they started with about 30-40 people and ended with about 5, including myself. So guess they didn't appreciate your peak cinema. I think they appreciated it very much. I at least appreciated it very much. It was very cathartic to make it the worst thing it could have possibly ever been. So there we go. That is the worst qualification I've ever done in my entire life. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. Did I have to pay for it? No, it was a free course. It was through like an educational service that I did have to pay for, but like it was like a free additional course. It was supposed to be like something that goes towards like your graduation and stuff, so I didn't have to pay extra for it, but it'd be how it'd be. Yeah, -1 out of 10. Absolutely horrendous. Cannot recommend it less. Apart from that, I've had other bad courses, but that's definitely the worst thing that's ever happened. At least I didn't have to pay for it, but it was crazy scummy. I still had to pay for like the transport. I still had to like pay to commute to the weird office space that they had every day, and then spend hours there basically existing. So yeah, definitely something that was a thing. Sounds like a scam if you had to pay for the service. I think it was a scam anyway, because I spent about 8 weeks, about 4 hours every day for 8 weeks doing the course, and all I got at the end of it was like a little certificate that said that I'd done the course. Yay. The worst part is that I didn't actually learn anything new. All of the things on the course that we actually did learn in terms of like practical skills, they were all things that I'd already known how to do. It is a crazy amount of time. It was a very, very long thing. But, you know. Yeah. I love edumacation. Apart from that, all of my other things have been fine. It's, yeah. At least I can, like, have solace in knowing that nobody else is gonna be scammed from it. It's just me. And like, the couple other people that were there, because the whole thing shut down. You got something to put on your CV, but it was still a huge waste of... Oh, yeah. It's... I don't know. I still feel like I would have benefited from doing literally anything else with my time. I could have sat home in dead silence staring at the ceiling for 4 hours, and I still feel like that would have been more productive. But you know, there we go. Perfect. Sometimes school is like that. Okay. How are you guys doing? Let me stretch, actually. It's been a while since I've moved. Let's see. Sun's up finally. Yeah! Live! Live, please! Pop the bones back into place. I can probably... Do I have to... If I... There we go. I don't know if that picked up on the mic, but... That's my bones! There's a car alarm going off near me. Oh, there we go, that turned off. I was very concerned for a moment there. I was like, oh no, how long is this going to last? Crispy. I'm very crunchy as an individual. It doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter how much milk I drink or how many stretches I do, I'm always crispy. I'm always very crunchy. I can't do anything about it. If you write you in a chat, I'm gonna do that. I'm still tired because I woke up at 5. That's my fault though. I should have been less stressed about waking up. I might take a little nap after this though. And see... Yeah. What does crispy mean in this context? My bones are just very crackly. Like every time I move my spine even half an inch, everything just kind of... Crunchy's appearing in exoskeleton. I don't have it. I don't have an exoskeleton! I'm not an insect. I'm not the xenomorph. That's not how this works. Just because I'm an alien princess, don't lump all aliens into one group. I don't have an exoskeleton. Don't be biased towards aliens. That's no. You guys function on stereotypes. Check your perspectives on the world. Tut tut. Wah. No, I promise you, I am as squishy and as fleshy as any regular human. I'm definitely not that, but I share the same traits. I'm definitely squishy and have no exoskeleton. Anyone tuning in right now, this is a weird conversation. I apologize. How cool would it be to have... How cool would it be to have, like, biological armor, though? That would be cool! That would be really cool. Amora, I'm like a human, but better. Yes. Correct. Says come eat lunch with me, but it's 9:10 a.m. I have this crazy thing to announce to you, dude. It's a thing called called time zones. I don't know if you've possibly heard of them. However, in my part of the world, it's 2 p.m. Time zones, whoa, crazy. I haven't heard of them. That's a good statement. Lunch is a state of mind. Lunch is a state of mind. Didn't eat in the past 2. That's true, but it is lunchtime. That's true. Before stream, I did eat like 2 potatoes. I am getting hungry now, though. That's fair. I'll stay a bit longer and keep chatting a bit longer. A friend of mine's just DM'd me a very specific question about D&D. I will look at that later. I don't have time to be a rules lawyer currently. I'm sorry. Let's just admit you have it in the middle of your day. Yeah. This is the middle of my day. I had potato waffles beforehand. 2 potato waffles are hardly a full day. Okay. I mean, you might be right on that. However, girl dinner. It's not the most I promise I'm gonna eat nutritious food later. That is how that be. I'll stay a bit longer. I'll keep talking a little bit longer. And then I'll go make nutritious meal TM. No, I'm not gonna eat my Luminoids. No, I refuse. Absolutely not. Why would I do that? You're little guys. Surely that's against the rules. Girl dinner for brunch? Yeah. It's an early girl dinner. Or a late girl dinner, depending on how you look at time zones. No! No! I will not eat my Luminoids. I refuse! Well, how many grams of protein per gram of Luminoid is there? What's the per gram capita of the protein in Luminoids? 95 grams to a lot of cal. Whoa! Oh, why did I say grams? Kilograms. I'm stupid. Princess EP. I think I'm gonna eat after this, and then I'll maybe have a quick nap or something. I think oh, I should make an announcement on the community tab about tomorrow's stream, which is on my schedule. However, I'm not the one hosting it. So tomorrow, as you guys know, is Haven's 6-month anniversary. It is the 4th of May. It's our 6-month anniversary. I'm very excited about it. So myself and all of Haven, all of us, we are going to be doing a collab hosted on Zoomies channel. We're going to be doing a bunch of different things, which I won't spoil. However, please enjoy. I'm very, very excited about it. Yeah, 6 months already is absolutely insane to me. It feels like I've just debuted. 6 months is a long time. I'm glad to have been here. This has been good. So yeah, that's our 6-month anniversary is happening. That's gonna be hosted on Zumi's channel. So, I'm gonna post on my community tab a little bit later, basically saying, hello, this is happening, go to Zumi's channel. For it. So your debut feels like it was last week. It feels like it was last week to me as well. Genuinely it does. I've enjoyed every moment of being here though. It's been really good. Wow. Thank you guys for being cool, by the way. It's been real nice. So the waiting room. Do you like the thumbnail I made? I'm real proud of that thumbnail actually. Did she put it up already? Yeah, she put it up. It's, oh my god. I'm real proud of that thumbnail actually. I wanted to make it all like glowy with like a little logo in the back with all like the little rainbowy bits as well. I'm really proud of it actually. So, hee hee hoo hoo. I think that might be one of my favorite thumbnails that I've done so far. I like making thumbnails though. It's probably like the worst part of my week where I'm like, oh, I gotta make thumbnails. But I'm proud of them when I do them. What's the goofy one that I did the other day? The demo Five Nights at Freddy's one that I did. Here we go. So, here's the demo Five Nights at Freddy's thumbnail I did before the real Five Nights at Freddy's thumbnail. As you can see, this is truly a work of art. You can see why I didn't go with this one, however, it would have been fantastic. I love the way that he just turns to just kind of like... It's my favorite thing. I still haven't seen the film. I still haven't seen it at all. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa. Graphic design is my passion. Graphic design is my passion. What is another good one that I've done that I'm quite proud of? I've done quite a few over the years. I've done a couple over the years that I'm quite proud of. Over the years? Months. Amora, months. That's how humans measure time. Months. Okay. I'm big brain. I'm so big brain. Let me see. The ASMR one? Which ASMR one? There's been a couple. Oh, the one with that Kasumi did? Yeah! The art on this one is absolutely gorgeous. The art on this one is so, so nice. It's so good. It makes me really happy. It's so pretty. The lighting in it is fantastic. Oh, really, really proud. Oh yeah, the Mario Kart one that I did a little while ago. This one also might be one of my favorites just because of how goofy it is. Sometimes I just make them really goofy for no reason. Look at that! Oh my god, yeah, I never got to use this one. I made a really cool thumbnail for a Lethal Company collab for all of EIEN, and then my computer crashed and everything got really terrible. So I never got a chance to use it. I gave it to Blaze in the end. But ironically, this is one of my favorite thumbnails I've ever made for anything. Look at that. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I love it so much. The details in it are really cool. I like how, like, all of the silhouettes and stuff are in there. I like the nice texturing and stuff I did on the thing. And, like, I put all the... I found all the photoshops for the buildings and stuff and back, and I never got to use it. I gave it to Blaze in the end, but... Man, I was really proud of that thumbnail. The silhouettes are fantastic. I'm so glad to have done that, actually. What's... Oh, the Katana Zero one is fantastic as well. At least it did get used, that's true. You kind of do, as like... here we go. I still think the Katana Zero one's really fun as well, just because of how colorful it is. I still want to complete Katana Zero. I need to find time to do that. Maybe soon. I'd love to finish it. I learned recently, actually, that Katana Zero is made in the same engine that Undertale was made in. Like, they made it in the same engine, and that's insane to me, because they're not anything like each other. I love the saturated pink color. Yeah, I loved that as well. I really wanted to, like, push the color in it because of how, like, saturated Katana Zero is as a game. It goes hard. It goes real hard. Oh, and I did Zumi's Donathon thumbnail as well. I did her birthday Donathon thumbnail for her, which was fantastic because I love this art. She picked out, like, the art and everything. She asked me for help and stuff, but, like, I still like the way that I did this one. I liked the way that I did the nice logo and stuff, and, like, the background of it with all the textures and things that I did. I'm still really proud of that. So, and this art is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't remember who the artist is specifically, but I wanted it to, like, stand out, so I gave it this nice border. Yeah. I wanted it to be, like, nice and colorful and eye-catching, because obviously, you know, it's a big special occasion, so you want people to click on stuff, so nice and colorful. Maybe I'd like to... One of my big inspirations for thumbnails is the thumbnails that Petra Gurin does. I look at Petra's stuff all of the time for inspiration. The white outline reminds me of Paper Mario. It kind of does. I love that though. It's good. That makes me happy. Thumbnails are super important. I'm sure people realize how important they are, but thumbnails are kind of one of those things that people gloss over a lot. It's, yeah, because it's the first thing that you see of a video, so it's one of those. Petra's stuff is absolutely fantastic. Petra does all of her thumbnail stuffs on After Effects, I believe, which is crazy to me because I do all my stuff in Photoshop. Yeah, maybe I should do a stream one time where I go through and show you guys how I do all my thumbnails, because even though I take a lot of inspiration from Petra, our styles and stuff are different. Hi, honey, welcome in. Maybe I'll do a stream like that. I think that would be nice actually, because then we could make like thumbnails for like demo streams or something, like fake streams or something, where it's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'll make a thumbnail for this. I wish the heck out of that. Maybe I'll put that on the schedule at some point or another soon then. I need to run it past Mana 10 to see if it's even possible, but... In After Effects, but they're static, I'm so confused. Yeah, exactly. She uses the After Effects program like Photoshop. She'll align all of the things together and put effects over all the stuff and do things like that. And she'll then export the PNG frame, like snapshot, that way, which is amazing. People make thumbnails on PowerPoint. Don't wreck PowerPoint till you try it. People do it. People make thumbnails on Canva as well, which I think Killia used to. I don't know if she still does, but I think she used to make her thumbnails on Canva for a long time. I think she switched over to Photoshop now, I think. But she's fantastic at the stuff. Make it a work-long stream and make actual thumbnails on stream, maybe. I'd have to get special permission for that, I think. Because I'm not allowed to reveal schedule things prior to the schedule being announced. Purely as like a permissions thing, because obviously some games we don't know if we can play, some things we don't have the copyright for, and things like that. So we have to like check beforehand, or at least Mana-chan has to go through our schedules beforehand and like check to make sure if we have like legal rights to do what we want to do first. So doing real thumbnails might be a bit more difficult. I could have an ask and see. So doing real thumbnails is a bit more complicated. But doing fake thumbnails where I just show you guys my process would be fun. And then we could like make some funky ones together. Making them as a Mario Paint. Okay, that's very cursed. Mario Paint thumbnails would be very, very cursed, and I kind of love that actually, as like a mental image. I want to make thumbnails in Mario Paint. Have you seen? Is it a Vinny video? Is it a Joel video? Where he does. Is it Bob Ross tutorial? It's like he follows along to like a Bob Ross painting video in Mario Paint. I'm like 90% sure that is a real video. It might be a Vine Source video. Mario Paint thumbnail in my life. Now! I don't have Mario Paint. Where am I gonna get Mario Paint from? Where am I gonna get Mario Paint from? I don't know where to get that. You can swap thumbnails after the stream, right? You can do a stream with all black thumbnail where you make a thumbnail for the ongoing stream on stream. I could do that. I don't think Mana-chan would let me because I do unfortunately have to entice people into clicking on the stream. I do unfortunately have that responsibility. If I wasn't employed, I think I'd do that, but... Jackson Gaming, thank you for the— whoa! I love that voice break then. Jackson Gaming, thank you for the 1 month, honey! Thank you! Bonk! No! Crying, screaming. You leave me alone. Don't you bonk me. That's mean. How dare. Paint the canvas live. Mario Paint used to be great for the decade of 1990s. I don't think I ever played it. I think it was very Americanized personally, but I have no idea. I played a lot of Spyro. Spyro was my game as a youngin'. I can't remember which one it was, but I didn't really know how to like play Spyro, so I just kind of ran about. I like baby Mora used to do glitch hunting before I knew what glitch hunting was. I used to run around the Spyro map running into things and trying to find weak points in the map where I could clip through the floor or like walls or things. I used to do that in my spare time because what else was I going to do? Baby, we were born to speedrun by glitch hunting. I didn't know that glitch hunting was a thing. I used to do it. Thanks for the chilled hangout, Amora. Thank you for coming, honey. Thank you, thank you. Have a good day. MS Paint is still better even now for basic image editing. I still use MS Paint for like basic stuff. If I need to get my point across, I'll write bits and pieces. I'll write bits and pieces in like MS Paint for like a diagram and then go from there. Just went roof to roof looking for satellites instead of doing missions, which is kind of funny because I thrive in fighting games. Yeah, oh wait, do you guys remember Simpsons Hit and Run? I used to like play that a lot back in the day. Simpsons Hit and Run was fantastic. Well, I remember really enjoying it. I remember driving around and then accidentally setting my car on fire. And like, do you know the do you know the do you know the little car thing in Simpsons Hit and Run where it was just basically like a skeleton of a car? It was like a black charred skeleton of a car. Hang on. And it had no tires, no body, no nothing. It was like a basically just like the remains of a car. What do I even type in for this? Cause you can have tons of cars in the game. I don't remember. Was it like a cinder block car? I don't remember specifically what it was called. How have I not found it yet? Oh my god, yeah. That's it. Oh my god, yeah. Hang on. Please let me find a better image of it than that. So it was basically just like a wrecked skeleton of a car. Car destruction. Destroyed car. Here we go. Simpsons Hit and Run. Destroyed car. Here we go. Is that the official 3D model of it? Oh, that's horrid. Yeah, here we go. So basically, it just looked like this. You see how it's just basically... It's basically just like a skeleton of like a vehicle. You see that right there? You see how it's just basically nothing? I remember I used to like drive around in Simpsons Hit and Run, blow up my car, and then just like, I didn't know how to get my car back. I didn't know that I could just go and like drive through the little fixity things and fix my car. I thought that that was my car for life now, so I used to just trudge around Springfield in my like wrecked car for hours, and I remember it used to make this like really grating metallic noise on the road where it went like as you drove through it. I remember that very vividly because I would spend hours just absolutely screeching down the road at like 1 mile an hour in basically a charred skeleton of a vehicle. And that's how I played Simpsons Hit and Run. It would have been faster if I'd have left the car and walked, but I didn't do that. Take it, drive it until it breaks down to new levels. I didn't know you could fix it. So, yeah. Simpsons Hit and Run was a fantastic game. If I could get a version of it to play on stream, I would absolutely play Simpsons Hit and Run on stream. I think, oh my god, Simpsons Hit and Run is a game I'd like to play with Zumi. I don't even care who has the controls of it. I would just like to sit in a Discord call with Zumi and play Simpsons Hit and Run. Monarchy walking, perish the thought. Exactly. You expect me, your princess, to walk on the ground? No, absolutely not. But yeah, Zumi's a, I was about to say Zumi's a character. Zumi's a person I would love to play that with. Zumi probably knows how to get a version of it. Yeah, I need to ask her about that actually. I will have a look and see if she knows anything specific. Okay. What time is it? It is nearly 2:40. 2:40. Zumi's on a GameCube kick. Is she currently on a GameCube kick? She's been playing a lot of like cute little goofy games recently that I've appreciated. I know that she played Zelda. I think it was like yesterday or the day before. At some point or another, she played Zelda, which looked very, very fun. I'd like to get Wind Waker, I think. Wind Waker's a game that I'd like to play on stream, but again, I don't know how I'd get that, and I don't know how I'd stream it. Do they have Wind Waker on Steam? I figure no. But I'll have a look, actually. Do they not? No! I'm crying. I figured they wouldn't. Yeah. It was worth a shot. Took myself an afternoon off and you still seem to be here. Yeah, hello. Please come in. Hello. Welcome back. Is it on the Switch? Ooh, that might be tempting. That might be very tempting. Does it run well on Switch though? Is it better for me to get an emulator, or does it run better on Switch? Nintendo doesn't really release anything on PC. I think I knew that. I just wanted to believe for a moment that Nintendo was willing to release things in an accessible format. For a moment, I lived in a world in which things were easy. It doesn't run on the Switch at all, does it not? No! Okay, well, I guess I'll have to acquire it some other way. If I can't spend money to play the game reasonably on any platform that is accessible to me, then I'll find a way to make it accessible to me. This is what companies should remember. If I do everything in my power to be able to pay for something and I still can't do it, then I tried. I tried to be a good person. Welp, it'd be how it be. I don't know, just make things accessible. It's not difficult, please. I beg you. I'll DM Zumi about it, because I'd love to do that actually. In fact, I'll do that now, because she won't be awake, but she'll get it when is awake. Zooms. Yeah. Yay! This is probably the worst spelling I've ever done in my life. But there we go. Did I send that to... I did so. For a minute then I thought I'd send that to Navi by accident, but no. Tappa tappa. Yippee! And transcribe her message. It's literally me asking Zumi if she knows how I can play Wind Waker. It's not a secret message. It's me being like, hey, Wind Waker please? I won't play that. I won't play game. I won't play game. It's not a consumer problem. It is a service problem. If I try everything that I can possibly do in order to play a game the way that I'm supposed to play it, and I still cannot find a way to do that, or they are not making that service accessible to me, I'm gonna find other ways to do it. And that's within my right. Hi, honey. Welcome in. I'm sure the Folks robot wife would have passed the message along. She would have. But still, it's, you know, I still want to DM the right person. I worried I clicked on Nabi instead of Zumi because Nabi was the last person that I DM'd. Ugh. Exactly! I want to play the Wind Waker. I want to relive my childhood, thank you very much. Wind Waker was my childhood Zelda game. It's still my favorite childhood Zelda game. Well, it's still my favorite Zelda game. Although, to be fair, I haven't actually played Breath of the Wild, and I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom. So maybe that's something to look into. I worry about open world games because I tend to get very distracted very easily by doing stupid stuff instead of following the storyline. I tend to make my own choices when it comes to open worlds. How do I put this? If they give me the task like save Princess Zelda, and there is the opportunity where I can see if I can cheese my way into like a random building that I shouldn't actually be able to get into, guess which side quest I'm going for? It's the random building. I could care less about the princess. See, you say that that's the charm of open world, but this is the reason why I never finish games. I never finish open world games because I get distracted by doing my own thing. I was trying to fight this guy that wouldn't give me access to a cave until I made a deal. Yeah! I just want to do things. I want to do them my way. I think that's probably... I've heard that that's like more of a thing that they took into consideration with Tears of the Kingdom. Because you can do a lot more stuff with it now. With all the making of the machines and things, apparently you can get a lot more creative with it now, which is very, very fun. Skyrim horse climbing, yes! Yes! Oh my god, yes. That's very, very true. To this day, I've never finished the main storyline of Skyrim. Me neither. I think... I remember getting married in Skyrim. I think that... I remember in Skyrim, I was meant to do a thing, and then I forgot what the storyline I was meant to be, and they don't really give you much of a thing on the map to, like, ping you to where you're meant to be. So, instead of doing the main plotline quest, I got married and spent my days hunting. And then I stopped playing Skyrim. Do I remember which wife? I do not. This is years ago. Yeah. Instead of, being the savior of the kingdom, dragonborn or anything, I got married and went to go on a hunt in the woods. Yep. I'm great at gaming. I'm fantastic at gaming. That's one ending, I guess. Yeah. You think I'm cottagecore. Sometimes the gamer reflects what I want in life. Maybe I do just want to settle down. Maybe I want to get a wife. And maybe I want to go hunting in the woods. Maybe Skyrim lets me live that dream. Can you really blame me? Oh boy. Trust the princess, she'll be a great hero, they said. I was a fantastic hero, thank you very much. I was the hero to my wife. I brought home fresh deer every day. There's a PC buff for Skyrim that makes the cold kill you. It makes you hungry and requires sleep and camping. That might just annoy me though. Because even like breakable tools in games annoy me. The only time that doesn't annoy me is Minecraft, and that's because there's like a meter on it and I can heal my tools. You brought home deer to my deer? Ha 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 ha. Yes. I'm a good provider. I'm a fantastic provider. I can provide. I can provide for my family, my wife. My beloved wife whom I provide for. I think like the worst part about Skyrim is just the fact that it runs terribly. Bethesda really released a game that just didn't run. So I don't think I'd ever play Skyrim on stream unless I had to. I don't remember my Skyrim wife. I do not. This is years ago. Years and years and years ago. I think I only played Skyrim for like a couple weeks at most as well. It was Elder Scrolls. The Skyrim Elder Scrolls was the one that I played. It just works. No, it doesn't. No, it didn't. No, it doesn't. It's never... It doesn't work. I think they released the hit game Starfield. Expect. Oh my god. Didn't he make a statement about Starfield recently where they were like, people weren't ready for it? Stop it. Just make a game, please. And Todd. Did I play Elden Ring? I've thought about it, but I've never played like a Souls-like before. I don't worry that it'll be too much for me. I worry about doing the open world stuff. I don't know. Maybe I should get recommendations for Souls-likes. They're also really expensive. And like, I worry about spending a lot of money on a game I'm not sure if I'm gonna like. Isn't there like a Crab Souls game that came out recently? There's a reason why unofficial patch mods are the most popular mods for every Bethesda game. Yeah, I don't understand how they can release a game that just doesn't run. Elden Ring is the greatest start for getting into Souls games. The way that you said that makes me not believe you. Kelia Lily, she enjoyed the Crab Souls like. I've seen people playing it. It does look fun. It does look very fun. I have 250 hours and I still haven't gotten an ending yet? Oh my god. I mean, you can't say that they don't make content, but goodness me. Wow. I'm gonna ask Blaze for her opinion on Souls likes and see if I can find a good one. Because I would genuinely like to play a Souls game. But, money. Money is definitely a thing. Oh, wait, is it on? If they have like a Souls like on an Xbox Game Pass. If they have it on the Game Pass, then I might be able to play it like that. The Xbox Game Pass would be absolutely fantastic. I just wish that the Xbox game launcher worked. I wish that it didn't take 10 billion years to do anything, and I wish that it ran games in the way that it's supposed to. There we go. Thank you for the super honey. Thank you, thank you. They know that models will fix it, and as such, people buy it broken, so they don't bother with releasing functional games. That shouldn't be the way that it is, though. If you are gonna make a game that works, please. It's on Xbox. I'm not sure if it's on the Game Pass. PC Game Pass. Let me have a look. They have a lot of games on the Game Pass. Oh yeah, they do! Another Crab's Treasure is on the... I don't know if it is on the Game Pass, but it's definitely on Xbox. It is with the Game Pass! I might play it then. I'm gonna have to wait until we get Luminous Prime, the new PC, in to play anything from the Xbox Game Pass, because I learnt when I tried to play Limbo that loading up the Xbox game launcher on PC Grandpa doesn't end well. So I might play it. They do have a pretty good selection right now. They do. They've got some good ones. I still have like Limbo that I want to play. But because I'm doing it through the Xbox Game Pass, I have to like wait until I have a computer that actually runs it, because Xbox just couldn't make a thing that ran, apparently. This is why I love Steam. Steam is just like better. Did I get a date for PC Grandpa's retirement yet? No, I do not. I will, the second I get like updates on when Luminous Prime is turning up and when PC Grandpa is gonna retire and stuff, I will let you guys know. However, acquiring all of the parts and stuff does take a little bit of time, so it might be a week, it might be a few weeks. It will be a little bit of time in order to acquire things, but hopefully it should be pretty fast. But I'll let you guys know when stuff gets moving. Yeah. Steam or PlayStation is honestly better. I've never had experience with PlayStation, but I know that Steam is fantastic every time. I hope it's easier to acquire a video card than when I looked into upgrading my computer now. I hope so. It should be just a matter of like time. Thank you for coming, honey. Have a good day. Thank you. He might be taken out back. He might be. I'm definitely going to like tear him to pieces. I'm gonna recycle the RAM mostly, I believe. Because I think the RAM is still good. I can't find any reason as to why the RAM wouldn't still be good. So he'll be recycled a little bit, but the rest of him will be retired, I believe. Oh yeah, no, we're releasing him. We're releasing him to the farm. He's gonna spend the rest of his days all happy on the farm. It's gonna be all fine. He's fine, guys. He's all good. Don't even worry about it. He's on the farm. Hopefully it should be. I'm gonna check once everything comes in, but it should be fine. Yeah, obviously I don't have the pots yet. I don't have anything for Luminous Prime yet. That's gonna come in at some point or another soonish, hopefully. So in hopes it will be fine. I'll have a look and see. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look and see if it's gonna be compatible. If not, then no harm, no foul. But like, if I can use it, then extra RAM is always good. But yeah, it should be all good. Just look at the birds, Grandpa. Look at the birds. He's a good guy. It's fine. He's gonna have a nice time. It's gonna be fine. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. What time is it? It is 3 p.m. officially. Am I getting the parts and then having people constructive? I'm paying somebody to both acquire the parts and construct it for me. So it is technically a custom PC, it's just that I'm not personally putting it together. It's another person that is putting it together for me, which is good. 3-hour lunch, yeah. So that's the plan with it anyway. It should be fine. I'm excited for it anyway. Yeah, I had fun talking to you guys. I'm gonna probably end soon-ish, but yippee! Glad I get to catch you live, Amora. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing streams, doing a vertical stream at least like once a week, because they're kind of a bit more creatively freedom-y. So I might have this little midday time slot to do like a vertical stream with every week, just for funsies, especially because I don't really get to see you guys on a Friday very often, so it's kind of nice. Hi honey, welcome in. I don't get to see you guys very often on a Friday, so it would be nice if I could do that. I typically have stuff that I do on Fridays. I typically hang out, I mentioned this at the beginning, but I typically hang out with like my family and stuff on Friday evenings. Because that's nice. We watch shows together. I've watched all of House MD. I've watched a good chunk of Grey's Anatomy. Tons of films. A bunch of anime as well, but I typically hang out with like my family and stuff on Friday evenings, so it means that I don't really see you guys on a Friday, but yeah, I'd like to do this more often. I might make it a bit later. Yeah, this is a long-standing tradition where we'll watch an episode or two of like a TV show. So I've seen all of House MD and like most of Grey's Anatomy. I got very bored with Grey's Anatomy, so I stopped watching it. I watched nearly all of Breaking Bad as well. All of like the good classics and things. Good Wife. What else have I seen? Tons of BBC stuff as well. Yeah, I might do a bit later in terms of time zone stuff. I might do it at like maybe starting at like maybe my 2 p.m, which is what would that be? My 2 p.m, which would be 9 a.m. EST, 6 a.m. PST, which is still pretty early for some of you guys, but it's a little bit easier. And might be easier for me to maintain also. Yeah, Better Call Saul is on my list as well. I have a friend who keeps hounding me to watch Better Call Saul. I do want to watch it because it looks really good. So, but yeah, I might do it to a little bit later of a time slot. But I'd like to do this every week because it's kind of nice to just have a little weird time slot where I can have like a good 3 hours or something of like, hey, do whatever, get creative, go crazy, which is kind of fun. So, yippee. Closer to my preview to watching sleep schedule. Yeah, I think like that would be good for me as well, just because I like seeing you guys. And, you know, Fridays, I'd like to also see you guys if at all possible. So I will try and put it more into the schedule for things. For a little bit. Soulfender demanding you watch it. The friend who keeps hounding me to watch it keeps sending me clips of it, like, hey, look, it's good. Don't you want to watch it? But I'm in the middle of watching Dungeon Meshi at the moment, so I have to finish Dungeon Meshi. I have to wait until Dungeon Meshi is done, and then I'll watch it. Need more Widemora. Widemora is a cryptid. The fact that Widemora existed for a brief moment in time. Yeah, the hair kind of gets a little funky with the whole vertical cut thing. It gets a little strange with the vertical cut, so maybe I'll do a ponytail for next time. Who knows? Think it might still be morning still on my end if it happens. We'll see. I'll start doing it, I think, where I'll do one vertical stream every week. I'd like to, because this is nice to get a bit creative with it and go for weird stuff. Yeah! Ponytails are very, very cute. I like them a lot. It makes me happy. Yeah. I want to do more hairstyles in a few. Oh my god, wait! Did you guys see the little twin tails on Navi? She sent it to me prior, and it's so cute. I love her so much. Yeah. Her little twin tails. Oh my god, she's so cute. I love her. It makes me happy. They're very cute. No, on Navi. The little twin tails on Navi. She's so cute. It makes me happy. I love her. My robot. My robot. She's so cute. Okay. I'm gonna do this more often. I think I might do this kind of time slot once a week on a Friday, so that I can hang out with you guys before I hang out with my family in the evenings. And yeah, I think that will be good for us, because we can spend more time together. It'll be cute. So yes. I think I might leave it there. I'm gonna probably go get dinner very, very soon. I'm gonna start making dinner so that I can eat at about like 4, half 4? I think I'm gonna do that, yes. I don't know what I'm gonna make yet, but I'm excited to find out. Okay. Thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure that you are there tomorrow to help us celebrate the Haven 6th anniversary. Thank you, thank you. Make sure that you're there. I will be looking. And yes, I will see you guys tomorrow for the Haven anniversary. And also, for those of you who are members, I will see you on Sunday as well for Onsen Zatsu roleplay. I will see you all soon. Yippee! Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Have a lovely evening. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.